Hello everybody, welcome back. So it's that season, overseeding season. And you can see we managed to control some of that lawn disease we had earlier. Didn't spread out much more than a few spots. Now we gotta take care of this. So I mowed the lawn yesterday. It's at about like 3.5 inches. I'm gonna mow it down a little bit more. So I want a little bit lower. I'm not gonna go for a complete scalp this year. We're gonna dethatch. We're gonna core aerate, starter fertilizer, and seed. I'm not gonna top dress with the peat moss this year, just because I'm leaving the grass taller than it was last year. And last year we scalped it down pretty low. So what we're gonna be using, of course, my Cub Cadet mower with the bagger. Now for the dethatching and everything, the bagger comes in handy because it makes it a lot easier to pick up the thatch. I have this core aerator. I'm going to clean out these tines before I get started. Of course, we got the Sunjo dethatcher. I just made a little modification with some duct tape to keep this flap open a little bit more, because if you let it down all the way, all that thatch builds up and it doesn't come out properly. It just clumps up. Got the spreader and of course the product. So last year we used the Scott's Rapid Grass Sun and Shade. As you can see, majority ryegrass and some fescue, some bluegrass. This year I'm going to try out this mix, the tall fescue mix. Let's see how that works out. And this is Aeration tall fescue, Kizzle tough, and Diablo tall fescue. So we'll see how this compares. And yes, I know Scott's is basically garbage, but this is what the average guy is using. This is what we're going to use. If we hit 1,000 subscribers, the next overseed, I'll kill the whole lawn. I'll use one of the fancy cultivars. I'm also going to put down some more bug bee gone, just to make sure nothing's eating our new seed. And we're going to be using starter fertilizer. Now, starter fertilizer is a little bit different than regular fertilizer because it's a lot higher in your phosphate, which helps the roots grow. So let's get to work. So just to give you guys an idea how much grass we're taking up, I don't know if you can see clearly. Here we're at about 1.5 inches, maybe 3/4 inches. And here we're at almost 4 inches. We're taking up so much grass. 3 passes I just did fill this up. So we'll go empty it out and we'll keep going. So we cut down the lawn. Now, this is a tough time seeing your lawn cut this low. We're exposing all the thatch that needs to come out, all the dead spots that need to be filled in. So don't worry, power through. Grab your favorite OSHA approved beverage. Take yourself a little break. Take this time to think about the good times you had with the lawn, the struggles. Pour one out for the lawn, pour one out for the homies, pour one out for the lawns that you're gonna dominate. We're gonna move on to the next step, which is gonna be a dethatching. Okay, so we're moving on to our dethatching. I'm not gonna show you too much of that. It's just me running back and forth with the Sunjo. I'll show you the results afterwards. Because as you can see, pulling up a lot of thatch here. Okay, so this is where we're at after dethatching. As you can see, some spots had considerably more than others. This is all that dead grass that builds up. Now, I dethatched this lawn last year when I did the overseed. And when I mow, I use a bagger. So it just shows you how much dead stuff builds up, even if you are bagging your grass. So next step would be clean all this up. I have a couple options. You could either use a rake, you could use a leaf blower, try to get into piles, or in my opinion, the best option is to go over it with a mower that has a bagger on it. That's why I like having the bagger on my mower. So we'll come back, we'll get this cleaned up, and we'll go on from there. So now we're just going over with the mower again, set at the same height as when we cut the grass. And you can see how it's pulling up all that dead thatch like a vacuum. And it makes cleanup work so much easier. And this is just 2 passes with the mower and the bagger. So you see how much faster and easier this method would be rather than using a rake or a leaf blower. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. Then we'll move on to core aerating. Okay, now we're on to our core aeration, which also could be done in a couple of different ways. You could rent the machine. If you have a tractor, you can get this set up where put some weight on it, drop it down, it pulls out the plugs. Or you could do it by hand, which I've done in some spot treatments. But for a whole yard, you're better off doing a machine or a tow behind like this. Now, simple enough. Put some weight on it. In this case, a couple cinder blocks and a steel plate. Move this lever, drops down, and then you just drive along back and forth. So I'll see you when we're done with that. Okay, here we are after aerating. We have a bunch of these that look like dog turds all over the lawn. So next step is going to be just applying our products. As I said before, we're going to do a pesticide, starter fertilizer, and our new grass seed. In this case, I'm not going to bother you with the details. I'm going over the spreading. Fairly simple. Just follow the recommended settings on your spreader. In this case, it's going to be 3 1/4. Here we're also at 3 1/4 for the fertilizer. And for the seed, we're going to be at an 8. And there we go. Our overseed project is complete. Now all we do is water and wait. So for the next couple weeks, I'm going to make sure I'm watering daily. Trying to keep that seed moist. And this lawn should be nice and thick and ready for a good first mow. Like I said, the products I used, you could use whatever products you want. As long as you follow the similar steps. You cut the grass down, dethatch, core aerate, seed, starter fertilizer, pesticides are optional. But anyway, if you can, please like and subscribe. Thanks again, and take care.